It is Thursday evening. We have now seen the first print runs of the week. We have 4 new cards to talk about, and the hammer gets dropped on Topps this afternoon. People have followed her lead with the dual cards, and now I hope more artists follow her lead with these dual chase cards. And so that Mickey Mantle / Roger Maris from Lauren Taylor is of course the card that I am most intrigued to see from the print run perspective here in the next couple of days. Will people chase that Maris card like I think they will, or is it going to be a non-issue and will this card fall maybe in the 2,000 to 3,000 range? We'll find out here in the next couple of days. But my name is Chris, otherwise I'm on Twitter, and Instagram is at CRT_sportscards. And of course, the website you want to go to for everything related to Project 70 is my website, CRTsportscards.com. And here, typically, I never really go back and talk about the cards that released yesterday, but something dawned on me this morning when I was looking back at the cards that released on Wednesday. That Babe Ruth by Gregory Siff, the card that I said did not look anything like 2021 Topps, and I kept asking myself last night and into the morning, why did Gregory Siff pick 2021 Topps? But then it hit me all of a sudden. The ghost or spirit of Babe Ruth has never been more alive than it has been this year in 2021 due to what Shohei Ohtani is doing on the diamond. Seeing that guy have an under 3 ERA and hit 40 home runs, he's doing things that we thought only Babe Ruth could do, but now he's doing things only Shohei Ohtani can do. So the spirit of Babe Ruth is very, very much alive in 2021, and so to see Gregory Siff release that card in 2021 Topps makes a lot more sense now, 24 hours after release. But now shifting our focus to what happened today, Thursday in Project 70, we of course saw the very first print runs for the week, and here again, another strong performance from all 4 cards. We continue to have these real middle of the road numbers, nothing too high, nothing too low. We're just building out the real middle part of the set, and I think it's a great spot to be in right now. The lowest card on Monday was over 1,044 from Don C on the Ozzie Smith, and then the Mike Trout by Undefeated comes in over 2.5. You cannot be mad or disappointed in those numbers. But now where you can be disappointed and maybe mad, I don't know if mad is the correct term right now, is with the news that came out of Major League Baseball today. MLB announced that starting in 2026, Fanatics is going to be the official provider of baseball cards going forward. And for a lot of us, it's like Fanatics. That doesn't make any sense. Topps has been synonymous with baseball cards for now 70 years. And so to see MLB just abandon Topps like this is a very, very interesting move. Yes, it is disappointing, but I think we all need to take a step back and look at this from 4 years down the road. And look, if there's one thing COVID-19 has taught us, is that 4 years from now is an eternity. Also, yes, Fanatics is going to be the name on the card. The players are going to be the same, the teams are going to be the same, and also all of the great minds behind the sports cards now with Topps, they're not just going to disappear. Hopefully over the next 3 to 4 years, Fanatics starts to build out the proper team, because the sports card industry is in a very, very positive spot right now, and hopefully they can build on it. But remember, it's 4 to 5 years from now. There's going to be a lot of people with some hot takes right now, but they're going to be meaningless in 4 years. But you know what is not meaningless? The 4 cards that released today in Project 70, because something incredible happened amongst these cards. But first up, we have Ronald Acuna Jr. by Quicks. We then have Old Man Allen with his Vladimir Guerrero Jr. We have Claw Money with Babe Ruth, and then New York Nico with his David Wright. And that is right. 3 of the 4 cards that released today are no hat cards. What an amazing day in Project 70. And when I mentioned this on Twitter, New York Nico said it was just for me. So thank you, New York Nico and Naomi, for putting out this David Wright no hat card amongst the other cards that released today. And also we have Jacob Rochester releasing a no hat Acuna tomorrow. So a lot of no hat goodness here in the next couple of days. But let's talk about the card with the hat first. We have Acuna by Quicks. This is now Acuna's 13th card in the set. This is the 27th Atlanta Brave and the 14th card from 1959 Topps. As I said on Quicks' last release, that Mookie Betts, it really wasn't up to what we got to know Quicks by. I think this Acuna gets back to Quicks' winning way, and also using 59 Topps, the yellow, it brings out Acuna that much more, and you can see the background fight going on. So I think for me, this card works, even though it does have a hat on it. And another cool thing with Acuna right now, regardless of what artist releases him, is that you can still obtain his autograph. And you ask yourself, why is he talking about Acuna's autograph? It is because when I saw that Claw Money Babe Ruth this morning, which by the way is the 100th Yankee in the base set, of course the Maris from last night cannot count because that's a chase card. But when I first saw this Ruth, it wasn't the fact that there wasn't a hat on Ruth. That was a really, really cool feature. I really liked it. I also love the real bright background and the black and white Babe Ruth, but your eyes are drawn to what he's doing in his lap. He is signing a baseball, and that is probably one thing every baseball fan would love to own in their personal collection, is a signed Babe Ruth baseball. But for a lot of us, that price tag is forever going to be out of reach. But now thankfully the base card is affordable and it's only 20 bucks. So if you can't own a Babe Ruth baseball, you might as well own the second, maybe third best thing here, which will be that Claw Money Babe Ruth card. But here we are talking about now the second no hat card today. We have Old Man Allen. This is now Old Man Allen's only 8th card in the set. He's a couple of cards behind the other artists, and for some fans of Project 70 may have forgotten Old Man Allen is in the set. But I'm pretty confident here that you will never forget Old Man Allen is in this set after you saw this Vladimir Guerrero Jr. This is now the 10th card of his in the set, and the second time we've seen Jr. this week. It is also the 12th Blue Jay and the 5th card from 1980 Topps. But here to me is why this card is important. And you can look back at thousands upon thousands of photographs of kids whose fathers were at the major league level. 99.99% of them never get to the level of their father, because to get to that level, it takes just an incredible amount of talent that sometimes just doesn't develop in the children. Maybe it skips a generation or 2 generations, but for a lot of kids, they always live in the shadow of their father, as I said on the Monday show. But this card gives hope for every kid out there whose father is a major leaguer, because they can turn to Vladdy Jr. as a 3-year-old and say, you know what, he did it, I can do it also. And so while there will be a generation of players upcoming right now who will use Guerrero Jr. as their inspiration, this next player has recently retired, but there were many, many players in the league right now that more than likely used his career, his hard work as an inspiration for them as they were growing up in the game. We have New York Nico with the very, very first David Wright card in the set. And of course, it is a no-hat David Wright. That is utterly fantastic. But here's the cool thing about this card. There are 3 David Wrights. You know, my favorite number is 3. There's also 3 Mr. Mets on the card. So there are multiple 3s all over the place. But here's the most interesting thing for me as a fan of baseball when it comes to David Wright. I largely missed his career. I don't really recall much of what David Wright did, even though he played really in the era of me watching baseball all of the time. But regardless of that, this has to be my favorite card of the day. There were multiple 3s everywhere. It's a no-hat David Wright, and of course the now connection to New York Nico. So thank you, New York Nico, for this card. I greatly appreciate it. This will now complete your Thursday daily download in Project 70, and I'll see you back here tomorrow night where we close out another week in this set.